The right side is the infrared image parameter setting panel. You can choose the image mode here. Check here to show the thermal image, here to show the visual image. You can replace the current image with other visual image here, like this. Here is picture-in-picture to show the thermal image inside the visual image. This button is for adjusting the position and size of the thermal image, like this. And you can change the transparency of the thermal image here. You can save or save as the current image here. You can generate report here. For example, okay, the report is generated. We can see the report here. It's the report just generated from the AnalyzIR. You can also export the raw data of the current image temperature as a CSV file. For example, data. Okay. The raw data has been exported. It's here. Open it. Here's the raw data of the temperature. To improve the temperature measurement accuracy, sometimes the image parameters should be reset. For the emissivity, the default value is 0.98. When the target has a low emissivity, it's recommended to reset it based on its material. For the reflected temperature, the default value is 20 degrees Celsius. It should be reset if the emissivity of the target is relatively low and there is a strong infrared radiation source in the vicinity. For atmospheric temperature, the default value is 20 degrees Celsius. However, ideally, users should always adjust it based on the actual air temperature, especially when the air temperature is higher than target. About relative humidity. For short distances and normal moisture weather, relative humidity is set to the default value, 50%. Otherwise, it should be reset. For distance from target, the default value is usually set to be 1 meter at a short distance or less than the longest accurate measurement distance of the thermal imager. For long distance, it needs to be reset. For infrared window compensation, the default temperature of the external optics for covering the measured object is 20 degrees Celsius, and its default transmissivity is 1. And what is air window? Here. View parameters are used to improve the thermal image. Check the air edge. It sharps the thermal edges of the target. What is air edge? It's used to strengthen the visual impact of the object contour and edges to help users distinguish them from the background. For example, uncheck air edge. It looks worse. Check it back. The object contour and edges appear more clear. For denoise, uncheck it. The image looks more rough. Check it back. What is TWB? Thermal white balance is a nonlinear thermal color display technology to highlight the subtle temperature differences when there are extreme temperature points on the thermal image that can lift the upper limit of the palette ribbon, leaving the large chunks of the ribbon to represent a few pixels. The elevated temperature range could easily blur out the visual differences at lower temperature. TWB essentially rescales the palette ribbon based on the number of pixels in representing each temperature range, making the temperature gradients distribute more in the areas with more pixels. For example, in this thermal image, there is extreme high temperature point, 173.4 degrees Celsius. Other areas show more lower temperature. So if we uncheck TWB, the visual differences at lower temperature area are blurred by the elevated temperature range. Check it back. For GPS, if the GPS was opened in the device when imaging, the image would have the GPS coordinates data. If you add a QR code, annotation, or a tag when imaging, they would be shown here.